Hi everyone, this is Baba Kobi. Once again, I come to you and appeal that before you go any further in watching this video, please try to remember to subscribe. It's free to subscribe, you know. You don't have to pay for it. All you need is just maybe click the like, then that little bell so that you don't miss any of my videos, and then subscribe so that you get most of that stuff that you miss a lot. Anyway, today I just wanted to let you know that the UK is a very exclusive place, different from Africa. I've shown some videos where traffic can be a problem, but I have never said anything about some issues involved with especially owning a car. In the UK, if you own a car, you have a tremendous problem. One, you have to ensure that it has got a parking place at your place. And these are hardly available. They say you have to have your own parking, but there's no space to park. Usually you scramble for a parking space and end up parking somewhere far away from your place, and then you walk to your place. That is not fair. It's because of space. They don't have space to make huge parking spaces for vehicles like in Zimbabwe. In Zimbabwe, you can park almost anywhere, and you hardly get a ticket unless if it's in town where there is traffic markings for parking, and you have to park there. But in most cases, there's always space outside the center or business center. You always have somewhere to park. If you go a little further, you'll find even some more spaces, some completely empty, and you can park for as long as you want. So life is very different in the UK. If you people have not told you, I'm telling you now that you must always be aware that you need to be aware of parking, and you easily get a ticket for parking in a wrong place, or you can have your car clamped, properly clamped, and you have to pay almost £200 to get it unclamped. So you have to watch it. Wherever you want to go, the first thing you need to find out is whether there is a parking. If there is no parking, find an alternative. You must find the nearest parking. So if you don't have that, you'd rather use a bus or a train. So trains are readily available and buses are many, but it is not convenient because sometimes a bus will stop away from your place or from your destination, and you'll have to walk towards your place or towards the destination, the final destination you want to go to. And sometimes, like trains, they have good timetables. You have to wait for it. Whereas with your car, you just drive away at any time you want. That's the convenience of a car. You can drive at any time and go wherever you want at any time. But the problem is parking. There are many other issues apart from parking, and one of them is insurance. You cannot drive your car or own a car without insurance. And their insurance makes sure that you pay something towards the insurance, as well as any incident or accident that demands more than what they call an excess, so that the insurance company is cushioned. You have to pay some extra, and you have to declare how much you can afford so that they can work out how much to charge you. You can either pay it once when you buy the insurance, or you can buy it by paying a deposit and then paying installments for 12 months, no, 11 months, because the first month that you put a deposit is one of the months, that's the 12th month, but the other 11 months you're paying certain installments. So it's easier to do that, but some expensive advice is that it charges. There's a lot of interest you pay by paying monthly. If you can afford it, just pay it once and for all for the whole year, and then you won't have any excess charges. But you would be a very rich man to do that, because it's very difficult to have money to pay for the whole insurance for the whole year at one time, because there are many other bills apart from insurance. That's the UK. Or shall we say bill land. It's a bill land where people have to pay all the time. Right? That's insurance. Apart from insurance, before you move the car, it has to be taxed. There is tax, and it all depends on your car. I don't know how they value it. They will tell you, the DVLA will tell you how much tax you pay for your car. Some cars you can pay as little as £35 a year, but the other cars pay up to about £300 a year. That is taxing the car. It's got to be taxed to move on the road. That's apart from insurance. It's tax. So, you see, those are the expenses you meet when you have your vehicle. And besides that, it's only taxing that we're talking about here, but that is not more. That is not all. There is yet what they call MOT. It's the Ministry of Transport's check on your vehicle. Your vehicle has to be fit to travel or to drive on the road. It must be fit. So for that purpose, it has to go to a garage and they check it, go through, and you get a MOT certificate that will last for a year. So before that expires, you have to have another one before you can insure it. Insurance will always want that you have an MOT and the registration book. So you see, you have to have insurance, you have to have MOT, you have to have tax, all those things. Not to mention the fuel that you have to pump, and the service. Of course, when you have an MOT, in most cases you have to have a service. The car has to be checked and it has to change oil and things like that. Don't be mistaken. Service does not mean checking everything. There are certain things that have to be done, especially change of oil and filters for the engine. But in some cases, people think that when a car goes for service, they will check everything. They don't check everything. It's you who has to pinpoint at certain things, or if they discover at the garage, they verify with you for an extra charge that they can fix, like brakes, wipers, or wheels, tires, and so on. It is an extra expense that you usually come through or get to unexpectedly, because it comes at the end of the year. If it is after Christmas, then you are dead, because Christmas will have wiped up all your cash and you have to pay all this insurance, MOT, service. They usually come at the same time, because once you buy the car, it has to be serviced, or it has to, if it has been serviced, of course, it has to have an MOT if it has an MOT, and then it has got to have tax, and then all the other things I've said. And make sure you've got a parking space at your home, in a garage. That's what is recommended. But most houses in the UK don't have garages. They just park outside the house. And sometimes it's just along the nearest road, they park there. But some nearest roads are prohibited from parking. They've got those yellow lines. Where there's a yellow line, you don't park. You can stop temporarily to drop something, but you cannot stop and park the car there. So it is a very serious issue in the UK, having a car. Mark my words, try it. I've had so far 3 cars, and I've paid different taxes for all of them, and the cheapest is the latest one that I've got. So when I was looking for a car, I looked for one that would not be expensive to maintain, and it would be cheaper on tax. You know, you have to weigh these things before you make your decision to buy a car. So when next you want to buy a car, just come to this video and hear what I have to say or what I've said. This is advice for all young people who yearn to drive but they don't have the experience, and they find it a bit more exciting to drive. And once you become a driver as well, you've got to watch it. Speed. They've got cameras here. You cannot beat it wherever you go. If you try to overspeed, the camera will pick you. When you get home, you'll meet with the letter from the police that your car has been speeding. They want to know who was driving at such time or such a date. So you cannot change and say it's someone else because it's your car. You have to know who was driving your car. So that also warns you that you must never borrow or lend your car to anyone. Keep your car and make sure it's serviced, and do all the requirements by law. Thank you for watching. If you found this useful, please remember to like, then subscribe. Thank you. Bye. See you in the next video.